negativity, then you will face positivity. You're going to face far more rejection than you're going to face positive results. So you cannot measure your activity or your results based on what happens in the activity. You have to measure it based on the activity itself, which means it's all about inputs. It's all about inputs. So every call you do is a successful call because you did it. Every message, every DM you send is a successful DM because you did it, not based on the results. And I think if you get into that cadence of activity, you can't lose in the business, right?
I love that you share that, Brad, because one of the things that comes to mind for me is that, like I've done different things. I mean, I was a retail manager for Sprint and AT&T. I did real estate, and then I did financial services with Primerica. And I knew nothing about money and finance, but how to make it and spend it. And that's the truth. Like I was very ignorant when it came to finances. But what I found out was that as long as I was consistent in daily disciplines and doing, like you said, doing activity every single day, that's where success came from. Like hard work and just doing it over and over and over again. Because that's why one of the things I love about the business is that anyone can do this. If you're willing to put in the work and you stay consistent, right, and you just grow and plug into the leadership, it's gonna happen, And so when you talk about activity, like that's how I've been successful here. We just continue to do the right things long enough, do the hard work, and that led to like great results. And as we continue to get better, our team gets better.
Guys, this is really, really good stuff. When I think of consistency, I always tend to take the 30,000-foot view, right? And the one thing about consistency is you have to first be consistent for yourself, with self, but then you have to be consistent in how you teach others how to do the business. And if you don't teach consistent, what happens is that everybody gets confused. So it's super, super important that once you have something that works for you, try and figure out how you can make it work for others and see if it's actually something that you can duplicate or if it's something that only you can do. Because if you, for instance, I ride a unicycle and I can ride a unicycle really well and I can wow people. It would attract people to me. If I go in the street, I always have a couple of people. If I stay in the same place, they come watch. Maybe I'm going to perform. They don't know what's going on, right? But they're kind of looking. So it's attractive. But if that is my model in Primerica, it's going to be very hard for me to teach others how to ride a unicycle first, and then they can start interacting with people. It wouldn't work. It's something that you cannot duplicate. So you need something that you can duplicate before you say, this is going to be part of my system. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So, hey, you can be a part of the Aristide Circus we're forming too. So just send us your talent. I'm going to be a clown. Chico, talk about the non-negotiables, because for me, a non-negotiable for me was no blank months. No matter what, if everything went to hell, it doesn't matter. There will be no blank months. I will fight to make sure I make money this month. I'll fight to make sure I produce this month, fight to make sure I get an IBA. Come hell or high water, no blank months. That's a non-negotiable that I had in the business. So what are some of the non-negotiables you think people have to have in their life to be able to succeed here?
I think ultimately it all breaks down to the statistics of 3 directs a month. I think that should be the non-negotiable, and like that's what it is for me. And it's been 2 by 5 once I started wanting to earn mentorship, and then that went from a goal to a standard, and then from there I went to 3 by 10 for my new goal, and then now that's my standard. So I think like starting somewhere that is tangible and that is very doable for you, and something maybe that you've done in the past if you were sort of stretching yourself, I think you set that as your non-negotiable, something that even if everything went bad for some reason, if you could pick up the last week of the month, you could get done what you needed to get done, so you can at least have hit that standard. So I think 3 directs a month is an incredible goal. That's what Tom Rice taught me. That exploded his income. He said awesome. He recruited 3 directs a month for 4 years, and it quadrupled his income.
Well, and like you said too, the being on the mentor program really needs to be a non-negotiable. The challenge is being on the mentor program and doing 2x5, or in your case, 3x5, it's actually easy to do. You're talking about an app a week and a recruit every 10 days. It's easy to do, but the problem is it's easy not to do. And therein lies the challenge. Jeremy, Tanya, can you talk a little bit about that, the non-negotiables too?
Yeah, for us, it's been growing everything from attendance, and a majority of it is attendance, right? Because when you're growing your attendance from meeting to meeting, that means you're recruiting, that means you're retaining. That's a huge thing as well. And so we just learned from Mark Nichols. He actually gave us a really good app called Allura that we've started using to track our attendance for people showing up, and our other key leaders can use that to track attendance too. But also Primerica Now. It does a great job of, showing your growth. And so just making that growth a non-negotiable, because if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
And so we always want to make sure we're moving our
Yeah,
business
my
up.
biggest thing is I check it multiple times a month. I mean, generally almost every day, to make sure our numbers are better than last month, better than last year for our income, licensing. Team cash is a huge one for us as well too. But as many red flags as we can get in the right-hand column, that's our goal, is to just maximize the month.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I always looked at the business like it is, you're going up a down escalator. Yeah, you see people doing it. I saw some people try and do that at the convention that shouldn't have done it. But you're going up a down escalator. That's the way the business, as soon as you stop moving forward and stand still, you go backwards. There's no staying static in this business. Jarrell, what do you think about that?
No, I love it. No, so I think one of the things is that people fail to do, or just don't take time to do, is make a list of what they need to do for the next day, right? And so like, here's a great example. Like, I have this notebook and it says like, make it happen. And there's like things that are like super important. And so literally I did this last night before I went to bed. Like, hey, these are things that I want to do today. Why? Because I know in order to grow our business, I need to talk to people. And so I know one of the things from like the 90-day planner from Hector is like 100 calls a week. And so I just think like with Zoom and COVID and everything that happened, people kind of got lazy with the fundamentals of the business, which is picking up the phone and calling people. So I said, one of the things I want to be intentional about is that I need to be talking to people every day. Why? People can hear the excitement in your voice and not in your text. And the more people that you can connect with on a daily basis, it's just going to allow you to grow your business every single day. And then two, it's in front of you. It's a plan, right? You have a goal. It's in front of you, because out of sight, out of mind. If it's not in front of you and you just talk about it, you don't see it, then it's easy to get off track and not do the work.
Awesome. I think we're almost done. I shared a PDF that changed my life on the chat. It's called the Slight Edge Philosophy, and it'll change your life if you begin to understand it. Apris, we're turning it over to you.
All right. Awesome job, guys. Great job. My name is Apris Walker. Happy LFIC Innovative Tuesdays. We are so excited that you're here with us today. We have an amazing lineup. I'm calling in from Abington, Pennsylvania. If you can just drop it in the chat where you are calling in from, let us know how pumped up, how fired up, how excited you are to hear from our speakers today. We're going to get it started. He was on the panel already. Antonelli and Nikki Jones, they are senior regional leaders on the move. They always like to call up. In July, they did 44 by 13,500. Already in August, they are at 13 by 3,500. And they're definitely going to let us know what they've been doing. But again, get your pens, pads out, take some notes. We have an amazing lineup and show. Antonelli, over to you.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am super excited to get into what I have lined up for today. It's going to be some super practical stuff that you'll be able to copy down the PowerPoint out of the chat and be able to implement exactly what I show you guys here. Now, I'll start off with giving you some information about me. And this is exactly my story that I give for every interview that I'm doing or every KT I'm doing. So maybe this is something that you can see my structure here and personalize it for your own story. So how I start every appointment is going to be, my name is Antonelli, but I go by Chico. I've been in finance since I was 18. I'm 26 now. I graduated Iowa State with a magna cum laude finance degree, and I went right into corporate finance outside of school. And I quickly realized I wasn't going to be able to provide the impact to families that I really wanted to be able to provide. So I decided to keep my options open. And within 30 days, I had offers from 5 major financial firms to be an advisor for them. So State Farm, Mutual Omaha, Farm Bureau Financial were all offering me to be an advisor, and they were promising me a very healthy compensation even in my first year. I'm just somebody that's never been swayed by numbers. Like, I got to see what I'm actually going to be doing. So I had them give me a look at their products, and I quickly was able to realize where my income was coming from and how good the products seemed like for the companies, but they didn't make much sense for the families I planned on serving. And I knew I'd never be able to provide things for families that I wouldn't want my family to own, or that I wouldn't want to own myself. So I opened up my options, and I ended up coming across a distribution company. So that's who I'm with now. And I'm partnered with 100+ companies. So I'm able to get with the family and then cherry pick from the companies that we work with to find a customized fit for them. It's a lot more family based. I like it a lot more that way. I know the families we serve love it that way as well. So I've been with the company for 2 years now. I'm a senior regional manager, and I'll be opening my own office in West Des Moines here in 6 months. So that's exactly how I start off all interviews, all appointments, kind of let them know where I was at, where I am now, and where I'm going. And a lot of people usually resonate when I give that. And so right here, I'll show you what I've been teaching my team and what I've been utilizing myself to be able to have trackable and consistent and predictable success. So right here, I've learned totally that you've got to simplify for success. You got to do things that other people can feel comfortable with, see that it's working, and be able to plug in and play. So simplifying success. This is going to be who the audience is for my presentation here today. This is going to be for kingdom builders, people that want huge base shops. This is going to be for people that want massive passive income, investments, and overrides. This is going to be for part-timers, full-timers, and people that are newly licensed. So the objective for today in my presentation is going to be to show how the business can be simplified. So I will go through what's called the success quotient, which is A times P times T equals R. And I'm going to break that down totally on a slide, but that's just kind of a preview of what that will be. And then just statistically throughout the company, if you have 30 licenses active on your team, you get paid about $100,000 a year per 30 licenses that you create. And so that's a big thing that I use for my teammates to be able to simplify and have a focus while they're field training, while they're recruiting, to make sure they're getting licenses, because that's going to solidify and stabilize their income. And then 6x6 promotions. So this is going to be people going from district to division, which I believe is the first promotion that people are really earning and mostly doing on their own, because I feel like a perfect recruit is earning their district promotion with their trainer doing 90% of the work, helping them close their recruits, helping them close life and have those be field training bonuses. But once you get to district and you're licensed, now it's a lot of the weight is more shouldered on yourself to be able to do what it takes to what in my base shop is 6x6 to be able to get your division promotion. So what I've learned is that it takes 4 macho appointments a week, training others, so field training appointments, to be able to get your 6x6 promotion. And I think this is a really good goal for people that are already division, or people that are higher and lower levels. It's 4 appointments a week. I think that's a really good part-time work schedule for most people. And then for full-time, you just kind of double that. Now I'll break that down here as we go along. So 4 macho appointments a week. And if our goal is to aim for 50% of our recruits getting licensed, that means out of those 6 teammates that you get, which again, I'm going to dig into as we go along, half of those getting licensed, that gives you 3 licenses a month. You times that by 10 months, you have those 30 licenses that most people are looking for to cross that 6-figure barrier or milestone. So the materials that we need to be able to implement the success quotient. One, we're going to need appointment setting. That's going to be our activity. Two, you got to have a positive attitude. You got to be showing up with a positive attitude. You have to have belief in yourself, belief in your team, belief in your system, belief in the company. You've got to skill up. You've got to take that time to self-develop. You've got to read. You've got to take it seriously. You've got to train for this like a sport, because you expect to come here and compete and win. Put training behind that, and that'll put you in your best position to be able to do that. And you also have got to detach from time. You cannot allow time to be something that has an emotional response for you. That's got to be something that you totally let work itself out. And so the procedure to be able to implement the success quotient. All right, so we got that deleted. Awesome. So aptitude, which it looks like aptitude is spelled incorrectly. Somebody can correct that if I'm wrong. So we've got aptitude times precision times time equals results. So this is going to be that A times P times T equals R. So the aptitude, this is going to be the amount of activity that we're doing. This is going to be meetings attended through training, field training appointments, studying for your life exam or other exams, or self-development. How much of it you're actually doing. And then precision is how good you are at what you're doing. So how skilled you are. So the way that I have like used as a cheat code for precision in my presentation style is utilizing the LFIC video. The videos make it a perfect presentation every time. So that's took a huge chunk of what most people I feel like needed to have time to get comfortable with, and it's out of the equation. You have an automation video that is perfect every time. And your precision, the ways to track your precision, so how good you are at what you do, is going to be based on your closing ratio, your retention ratio. So how many appointments you're going on and that you're actually closing, how many recruits that you're signing and that are actually sticking around to get licensed, do appointments, etc. And then a fourth way to realize your precision is getting opportunities to showcase your skills. Like I have right here to be able to speak in front of everybody here on LFIC. I know when I'm getting these opportunities and these offers, it's because I'm doing what I need to be doing. So it's letting me know I'm moving in the right direction. Now, time. You have absolutely no control over time. Time is going to take care of itself. So I'm going to give a couple of analogies on how this works. So the clock for time doesn't even start until aptitude and precision, till your amount that you're doing and the skill that you're doing it at. Once you have those at massive quantities, then the time starts. Success doesn't take a long time. What it takes a long time is figuring out how to get the most activity and be good at what you're doing. And the clock starts. Now, to explain this, there's two ways. One would be if you have a plane. If you have a plane that is perfectly put together and has a 10-mile long runway, that'd be all the precision you need and all the time you need. But if you don't get to the speed that that plane needs, it's never taken off. So it's missing out on activity. Now, another way to look at this is like baking a cake. You can have all of the ingredients, which would be your aptitude. Then you can have all the right measurements and put them in the correct order. That'd be your precision. Now, if you take the right ingredients and the right measurements in the right order, put it in the oven for 3 minutes and then take it out, you're not going to have a cake because you didn't allow time to do what it needed to do. So you've got to get aptitude and precision, action and skills, massive, and then your time starts. Now, your dreams determine how long that time is going to be. So the biggest thing that I've done with my team is help them really simplify things, focus on whatever they want to accomplish, plugging into this system, doing a lot of it, getting good at it, and allowing time to take care of itself to be able to reach their results and their dreams. So the last thing I'll leave with right here is I would love to connect with anybody that's on here Love to be able to see what you're posting. You can see what I'm posting. My wife does absolutely incredible job on my social media and her social media. So this is a QR code that you can just scan with your phone. It'll give you a link to my Facebook, LFIC, profile, video, etc. Or over here, when we put in the slides, this will be a link that you can just click to get to all that. But other than that, that's what I have for today. Thank you guys so much. I'll upload all this to the Telegram and have fun with it.
Wow, man, that was incredible. A times P times T equals R. What a great way to kind of lay out the formula for success. Awesome job, Chico. And there's a great hint there. Follow him. Follow the people that are having success in Primerica. Look at what they're posting. Obviously, what they're doing is working. All you have to do is copy and replicate. So awesome job. Take a picture, use your camera, get a picture of that QR and follow Antonelli and make your business successful the same as he's making his. So let me quickly just share my screen. We've got a few announcements we want to go through and to kind of give you an update of what's happening. And then at the end, I'm going, if you're new here today, if you're brand new and you're like, oh, this is the first time on here, we're going to do a real quick orientation at the end to show you how to get access to the videos and the content. And I got to tell you, what's coming is going to blow your mind. The best that the LFIC has created has not yet been introduced. I'm going to tell you right now, we have some unbelievable things we're working with the company on now and in the future to help us grow our business. But first of all, I want to first say congratulations to all the winners of the Broadmoor. LFIC should have the majority of people there. If I'll be heading there on Saturday. I'm on phase 2, so I look forward to seeing everybody. If you're on phase 2, come up and say hello. We want to meet and all these speakers you're seeing, they're going to be there on different phases. Go up and introduce yourself. Let them know how much they've helped you in the business. And so congratulations to all the Broadmoor winners. Here's what I believe. If you're going to be on LFIC, you should be winning, right? There should be the percentage of people that win these trips on LFIC should be higher, much higher than the general population of the company if this thing really works, right? That's the way I feel. So just to let you know, our mentor program is rock and rolling. We had a great mentor call last week with about 9 winners. And the mentor program, I think, is one of the most important things that we do in LFIC. They allow you to connect with $1 million earners to get their thinking and get help growing your business. Sometimes we hit a wall in the business. And they can show you where the doors are. And so to be able to get to the mentor program, it's 2 recruits by 5,000. There's also a way to do it with your investment business. Pay attention to that and become a part of the mentor program. This next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, we had Mario agree. Mario agreed to host a mentor program just for the month of July for anybody who qualified with 5 direct recruits and 15,000 in premium, which is the pace that he expects people to perform at. And if you did that, you're going to be joining Mario next Friday at 9 a.m. for your mentor call, and that's going to be unbelievable. We're grateful for him to take his busy time to help us out and help you out that way. Also, we've got a Facebook group. If you want to post something or you want to chat on there, it's great to post things on Facebook. The Telegram, we're trying to keep it so that we can just keep it to the most important things. So if you want to, if you've got a question or anything, go to Facebook group instead of the Telegram. You're going to get a lot more help that way. Also, these tools I used this twice yesterday. So I'm doing recruiting interviews, and this is now a part of my recruiting interview. I say, let me show you what it is that we do. It's going to blow your mind. And I pull up the time value calculator and I show them what would happen if you had a baby and from 1 year old to 18 years old, you just saved $100 a month at a 9% investment and then didn't put another dime in for the rest of their life. We're not talking about financing a child's education. What we're talking about is we're financing their future for generations. It's unbelievable when people look at that and you show them how with just a little bit of knowledge and the right skills and the right advice, they can create tremendous wealth in their family. I love these tools. Stay tuned. We're going to do a training on how to use these tools to help you recruit and grow and build your business. This Thursday, Ben Shepherd is back. Ben's been on a 3-week vacation. And so we said, you cannot take 3-week vacations anymore. We need you. He's going to be back on Thursday hosting MPI, one of the most powerful meetings in this company, one of the most impacting training meetings, because it helps you make money. And that's why we're here. We're here to make money. And MPI absolutely does that. I think more than anything else, if you have a mutual fund license, you can get on to MPI. All you have to go to do is register at mpi.lfic.us, and you can register. The company will verify that you do have a fund license, and then you'll be able to get onto that training. That's a major staple with everybody in our business, getting onto MPI on Thursdays. And just a reminder, because of Broadmoor, there's not going to be a LFIC call next Tuesday. We'll be back the week after to get ready for an unbelievable fall. And so there's no call on next Tuesday. I'm going to hand this thing back to Aristide, and we'll meet you again at the end of this to talk a little bit about what we've heard today. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Apris. Thank you, Chico. Wow, it's already off to a good start, but this next couple, let me tell you this about this couple. I always said the best way to understand something is to study it. And the best thing that you can do to learn something is to actually teach it. But the best way to master something is to teach others how to teach it. And this week I challenged them to actually teach all of the LFIC how to use the Link Magnet Academy. And based on the conversations we had because of that, I could see them go from here to here with really understanding all the intricacies of how you use a good system. So guys, I hope you're ready, because I am. Grab your notebook, grab your pencil. Tanya and Jeremy, take it away.
Thank you so much. And how's it going, LFIC? We're completely honored to be able to bring this to you. I mean, the tools that get dropped on us every so often are just absolutely incredible, that are meant to, grow and even explode your business, but they don't make a lick of difference if we're not utilizing them, right? And so I want to take you guys through what I'm using right as soon as I hire somebody on board and we get that IBA signed. I don't want to just collect IBAs. I want to collect other new hires. I want to have a business. I want to have a huge business, big base shops, right? And so I want to be able to instill that in others. And so I just brought on the incredible Tanya, who's going to be somebody different, not Tanya McCall, but somebody different today. And so, hey, welcome aboard. We're excited to be working with you. And one of the things I want you to do now is I'm going to take you through our onboarding process. And so what I need you to do is I just sent you a link on Messenger. I need you to go ahead and share your screen. So down at the bottom, you're going to find that little green button. Do you see that down there, that little green arrow? Just go ahead and click that, and then you'll find screen broadcast, and we'll be able to see your screen up here. And I'll take you through step by step. It's a really easy to follow system, just step by step. So I already sent you that link on Messenger. Can you pull that up real quick?
Here we are.
Awesome. Fantastic. So right there, listen, we made it super easy with big, easy to follow red buttons. So do me a favor, click on that. And then it takes us to where we're going to sign up. Another big red, easy to follow button. Click on that. And we're going to use our personal emails. So full name, personal email, and then a password there. Pick your favorite, Fluffy Bunny 123, whatever it is you choose. They're not that picky. We don't have to change it every 35 days. But go ahead and pick something that you're going to remember and make sure you take a note of it. Write it down. All right, there we go. Perfect. And guys, we wanted to take you through this live so you can see what it's like step by step. So there you go. Go to course curriculum, click right there. And then we've got it step by step we're going to go through. So there's some things that I'm going to go through with you, and then we're going to have some homework on the back end, right? You're going to go have some homework to do on your own, and then we'll come back and we'll address all of that. So go ahead and hit start lesson right there, and let's just dive right in. And so really quickly, these things on the left, can you scroll up a little bit on that left-hand side? Just scroll up right there. There you go. So it tracks everything that you're doing, your progress. And so we can see if we're on track or off track. And so the very first one, complete with your field trainer. Hi, that's me. I'm going to take you through it and make sure that we have no questions. Now, listen, Tanya, this is two huge industries, right? This is insurance and financial services. So we're not expecting you to know everything day one, right? Matter of fact, if I tried to explain everything right now like that, that'd be like drinking from a fire hose. You'd be like, Jeremy, that is way too much information. And so that's why we break it down into easy to follow bite-sized chunks. So right there, that very first one, I just need you to click on whatever device you have, whether it's Apple or Android. Go ahead and click on the appropriate link there. All right, an Apple user, perfect. Go ahead and open that one up and then download that. And this is how we're going to get our $50 field training bonus credit that we were talking about. So you've already created a username, which is your rep ID. So 7GWSJ, and then whatever password we created when we were going through that whole IBA process. So perfect, you log in, it'll play a little video of Glenn Williams, that's our CEO, welcoming you to the team. And then shortly thereafter, it'll say $50 credit, congratulations. So let's go ahead and switch apps back to where we were at Teachables. Great, I love having a techie on the team. That saves me so much work of trying to explain how to do stuff, so awesome. All right, so whenever we complete a section, do you see that in the top left where it says 0% complete?
Yes, I do.
All right, perfect. We want to add some there. So in the top right, you see complete and continue, big red buttons, right? We try to make it really easy. Perfect. Look at that. You're already 3% complete and we're just chugging along. So this is that field training bonus that I was talking about. Remember, we talked about paid training. And so there's certain steps that you have to do in order to get a field training bonus. But for every one of those we earn, that's another $200. And so the company's already given you that $50 field training bonus credit. And of course, we'll have to unlock one more to make sure we get access to all of that. And we'll cover more of that later on once we go through our promotion guidelines and things like that. So go ahead and say complete and continue. And obviously, Tanya, you have access to this that you can come back at any point and read up on any of this. And we can go over any questions you had tomorrow as well. So right here, this is your life license, your pre-licensing class. Okay, you're going to either go online or go in person. Now, can I kind of tell you how I'm having a lot of success right now with licensing a lot of people fast?
Sure.
Can I share that with you?
Yeah.
So what we found is that people that actually go to a class and take an in-person class, now, Tanya, every state's different, right? But for most states, it's a 2-day class, right? 2 days and done. You don't have to worry about it ever again. Now, obviously, not everybody can attend an in-person class, right? We've got your stay-at-home moms. There's a lot of conditions that have it to where they cannot go to a class, and that's totally fine. We have that flexibility to where they can do an online class. But really, if you're able to do that in person, I want you to do that, because once you do those 2 days and it's done, we can get on to having you take your test and then getting your license. If we continue doing the online one and it's not done in the 2 days, then it's kind of maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3, however long it needs to take to get that done. So my secret sauce in all of this is just making sure we get it done as fast as possible. Can we agree on that? That, hey, even if we do an online, let's make an agreement that after 2 weeks, if we don't have it done, let's look at doing an in-person class and getting that all taken care of. Fair enough?
Fair.
All right, excellent. So how we're going to do that is we have steps right here following the licensing tab and then getting your life license. And like I said, each state's different. Now, you can do that through your app as well. You can sign up for the class, whether that's in person or online too. So any questions about this section right here?
Yep. So we're going to go through that now then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Scroll down just a little bit. And then right there, you can find, once you log on to POL or even in the app where we were, they'll take you through these steps. So you're able to find out, when state specific, right? So you'll click on Alabama, Michigan, wherever it is, and then it'll tell you step by step what to do to get you into your class. You'll be able to pick a class and go from there. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Complete and continue. Now that we've got that all done, and this is your state exam. So the biggest thing right here is, now, Tanya, would you like to take the test with an open book or a closed book?
Probably an open book.
Yeah, I know an open book would be great, but unfortunately that's cheating. So really what we're going to do is we're going to have the next best thing, which is short-term memory. Okay. And so a lot of people don't understand how much that actually holds. And so we found to have the most success is by taking your test as soon as you can after taking that class. I'm talking 2 to 3 days right after. Anything past that, well, think of your short-term memory like a piece of paper, rip that in half. And now you've lost half of that. And then more time goes by, rip it in half again. More time. You see what I'm getting at? The longer we wait, the more short-term memory we lose and the less we'll have with us going into the test. So I want you to be able to take that test with as many resources as possible. So does that make sense why we're scheduling our test right after our class?
Absolutely.
Okay, so how to do that, if you scroll down just a little bit, we're going to go through POL. Again, that's Primerica Online, or you can go through the app even. You'll click on getting licensed on that left-hand side.
Oh, that's where we signed up for my class.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look at that. So you'll go through that section and you'll be able to pick there your state. And then we have it as easy as 1, 2, 3. You can see down here below, you see the, there you go, scroll up just a little bit. Perfect. You see step 1 is looking at your state requirements. And then from there, you can make sure you get your test scheduled. And here's a pro tip. Let me know when that is, right? Let me know when you get that done for 3 days afterwards. And the reason why is maybe you might have to push it out 1 day, or maybe you have to do it sooner by a day. Just let me know whatever that date is. And I'm going to put it in our app tracker. And that way on the actual Primerica app, you'll be able to see your date of when you're going to take that, and other field trainers are going to know exactly when you're going to be taking your test, and we can cheer you on and make sure that you're able to get that done. And so it's just, if we want to pay for it up front, there's 2 ways to do this. So one is we can pay, and it's different from state to state again, Tanya, but we can pay the maybe $40, whatever it might be, just to cover that up front. And then the company reimburses you on the back end along with your field training bonus payouts as well. Okay. Or there's another option. We can obviously do the Go Green, in which if we're testing at a high score, like 70s, 80s, that they will actually upfront that cost and they'll be able to pay for it for us. But what I found, remember we were talking about that secret sauce, is that people that just go ahead and get it scheduled and set that date and let their trainer know when that is, they have the most success because they have that deadline that they're working towards. I mean, Tanya, you and I are both human beings. If we wanted to, let's say 2 weeks, right? We wanted to take our test, we'd probably wait until maybe 5 days before or so until we actually start studying, right? So that's why we want to make sure we get that date locked in and that we're working towards that goal. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go to the next one, complete and continue, again in the top right. And then we're on to set up with field trainers. So again, we're going to set a time to get back together. And when we do that, I'm going to give you 2 links right now that I'm going to send out to your messenger. Okay. I'm going to send out, the first link is for us to get back together tomorrow. Okay. So within 24 hours, we need to get back together tomorrow to go over our next steps or our orientation. That's where we cover not only our social media training, but our promotion guidelines, because every hierarchy is different. So we're going to go over our promotion guidelines, as well as setting up I'm going to send you an additional link as well. So the first one is for orientation with me. And the second one is, you watched that financial house video, right?
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty incredible stuff that you learned in there. But you know who wasn't there? Your spouse was not there. Let's call him John for right now. John was not there and he didn't get to see the amazing things that we do for families. And since you're going to be doing this, I want John to know exactly what it is that we're going to be doing. But instead of you going back home now and trying to explain it all to him, I think the best thing is to show you what it can do for not only your family, but then you'll be able to tell others about what it was able to do for you. So what's a great time? I'm actually going to shoot over that link right now. Go ahead and open it up. And then let's pick a time that works best for you and John for us to hop on a Zoom and do everything you saw in that video for you guys. Okay. All right, let's get that set up. We do that. And then now we're getting back together 24 hours later to do orientation. And so orientation for us is just covering, like I said, the promotion guidelines, our social media training, if that's something you're doing. But real quick, Tanya, before, I'm going to backtrack 1 second. Before we meet up the next day, you've got some homework. It's step number 2 right here. You saw that, right? Step number 2. Okay. I noticed you nudging me there, or at least waving in that section. So yeah, we're going to complete this before we get back together. And there's a couple of videos listed. And so you see the first one, that's the company of destiny, right? Doing what's right never goes out of style. And so this kind of shows where we came from of righting a wrong in the industry. And so I need you to watch that one. I also need you to watch our video system overview. And what that does is we have 2 different videos. Now, do you remember which one you saw?
Yeah, I think it was the financial house video, right?
Yeah, that shows the amazing things of what we do for clients and families that we serve. Now, there's another video that's actually called the business overview video. And what that does is it doesn't talk about all the great things that we do for families. It actually talks about what were to happen if you were to partner with us and start working with us and how to bring in an income doing it that way. And so that's why there's the 2 different videos here. And this video shows why we would use each one and how to know who it is that we're showing that to. And so next after that, you've already watched that one, the financial house video. So you can skip that and go right to the next, which is the business overview, right? That's going to be showing what we do specifically as agents and as business owners here helping other families. And so the next one is when we get back together. If you want to look down at 3, when we get back together, we're going to go over some of these questions here. So if you're like that perfect student, right, that wants to be like, hey, I want to know all the questions that are going to be asked, that kind of thing, you can go right down here to step 3 that we're going to cover when we get back together. So you'll already know some of the questions that I'm asking you. Fair enough?
Yes.
Excellent. So really, when we get back together, like I said, this is now 24 hours later that we're getting back together. We're going through our hierarchy specific orientation, covering those 3 main points, which is the promotion guidelines, the social media, if that's what your hierarchy does, social media postings or anything like that. And then also field training bonuses, covering that more in depth and making sure they understand, right? We had talked about it in the pregame, talking about, clarity and making sure people understand very well. So you want to go through that in depth, but not enough to where you're overloading, just enough to where they understand and they can get started and take action. So now that we're back together after that, this is here now we're going through complete with your field trainer. We're going over any questions they had, right? Maybe they went home and they talked to their spouse. You talked to John. Now, did you have any questions that you guys came up with or anything else? What was your favorite video that you watched of those?
I mean, the business overview video is really helpful. I mean, after seeing financial house, it definitely kind of ties everything together.
Yeah, absolutely. I really do like that one because it shows exactly what you're going to be doing. And so a lot of the other things is just building that belief and showing people what they can do. And so next is we're just going to look on hit that next one right down below it. Yep. I'm sorry. Complete and continue. Let's get you that credit that you deserve there.
Thank you.
There it is. Now 13%. Get connected and stay connected. So every hierarchy is different. They have their own communication system, but speed of the leader, speed of the team. And so for here, we want to make sure you're downloading Telegram. So go ahead. I know App Store, click on that. You'll be able to download it, and then we'll get you into those different rooms. Perfect. Excellent. Yes. Back to there. Awesome. And now we're on to download Zoom. So I know you had it on your phone. Do you have it on your iPad?
I don't know that I do.
All right. Zoom is what we're going to need to download to make sure we're staying compliant. It's very secure. And that's how we're going to be able to help families and allow them to sign things as well as through there. So you want to make sure you get that downloaded.
Perfect.
Then next, we're going to go on to talking about who it is we're actually going to talk to, right? You remember that video that you watched that had the 2 different videos we're going to be playing for families, right? And so now we're going to make a top 25 list of people we're going to reach out to and be able to set that up with. And so after this, we'll get back together again. But Aristida, let me ask, you did an incredible training for us that covered how to make a list, how to follow up with the list. I mean, guys,
I feel like our list level is like here.
Yep.
And then we got like a deeper understanding and it put our level here. of importance of really understanding why it's important to take control of compiling that list and helping them make the list, not just handing them a piece of paper and hoping they do it.
Yep. And being able to teach that. Go ahead.
I don't think we'll have enough time for that today, but we can definitely touch on it not next week, but the week thereafter.
Perfect.
Yes, guys, I'm telling you, it'll take your list building to the next
See what
level.
you did there.
Well, listen, when we get showered with some great teachings, we want to make sure we get that to everybody else. So guys, definitely make sure you turn it in when he has that up and running. But setting up the follow-up after we get that taken care of, one of the last things that I want to cover with you guys is market. And what I mean by that is there's 3 different types of market. Can you scroll down a little bit? So you can see all 3. There's pink, there's orange, and then blue. Perfect. So there's cold, there's warm, and then there's hot market, right? Hot market is, you know them, they know you. You could walk into their house and open up the fridge and have a bite to eat, right? Those are the people that we want to talk to definitely first, get you off to that fast start, and they can know what you're doing, and they'll help introduce you to other people as well once they know what you're doing. And then warm market is maybe people that know you, you know them, but you're not talking to them on the regularly, right? These are the people you bump into at work, volunteer groups, social gatherings, right? And you may be friends and maybe friends on Facebook, but it's just warm. It's not hot, right? You might not walk into these people's home. If you did, they'd be like, who, what is going on? So that's warm market. And then you have cold market, which cold market is, acquaintances or people that have seen you once or twice before, but they don't know your name and they don't know who you are. And that's cold market. So we generally stay in a warm and hot market, right? Tanya, let me ask you, do you like cold calling?
No.
And do you like door knocking?
I hope that's not required.
Not at all. And if that's what you were looking for, I'm sorry, this is not it. Because what we do is we work in that warm and hot market system where it's friends and family that know each other and talk to one another. It's all word of mouth. So I'm glad we're on the same page there. But then we're going to set up another follow-up to get back together, and we're going to work on completing that list. Now I'm going to get some of those today. I'm going to work with you and help you build your list so we can maximize success. Matter of fact, we'll print this out and we'll start on that. And we'll go through and we're going to qualify your list. Remember, there were 2 videos. There was the being able to help families and then being able to bring on families and get them licensed. And so that's the 2 different ones. And we're going to qualify them here and know exactly what we need to say when we reach out to them. So we're going to do that now. We go ahead, we start working on that list, and then we set another follow-up to come back. And so that's where we're going to finish off that top 25 list. And guys, sometimes you can make calls for your people. It's great. Matter of fact, they don't know, like for Tanya was a makeup consultant in sales. They didn't know her as the financial person. So when I make calls for my new people right off the bat and let them know that, hey, they need to work on getting some licensing, would you be able to help them with some training? Absolutely, especially if they're in that hot market and they know and they want to help them. And so that's where we're setting that up, and we're able to go from there. But that's how this Teachable has really been helping us, guys, to get people off to a fast start. It's very structured. Guys, what you're going to find, you're going to find some people that are runners that are going to go through it and be like, all right, I'm done with step 2, 3, and 4. And you're like, we were supposed to get back together tomorrow, but this is excellent. You're already going right into it. And so you want to have that outline that's easy for them to follow, because they know that when they talk to other people, they're going to follow this same format. That consistency is key. So, Aristide, did that about cover it up for you? Hey, there's Brad. Perfect.
That was awesome. Awesome. And everybody has access to that. Aristide, where do they find that tool?
We're going to put a link in the chat here in a few minutes. And also we'll do that at the end so people don't get distracted. Stay here. We'll put it at the end, and we'll also put it again once on the LFIC chat, how to find access to this great tool.
Awesome. Awesome. So before we go into some Q&A, we wanted to bring Jarrell on and kind of get his comments and a little bit of training today. Jarrell, what have you got for us, buddy?
And first and foremost, wow, like I can't stop smiling because Tanya and Jeremy, you guys just made that so simple. Like that was just like easy, you know? And so guys, listen, if you got value from that, put value in the chat. Like we want to see y'all blow this chat up right now. Like put value in the chat, because guys, that was just a clinic of how to walk somebody through getting off to a fast start, because you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So I just think it's very important. Like seriously, like that's genius. Like it's step by step, guys. Like what do you need to do as soon as you get started? And we're holding your hand. And that's the beautiful thing. So one of the things I just wanted to add to what Jeremy and Tanya were saying is one, when it comes to scheduling your exam, you know, one of the things that we found to be very successful is that we do it with our people, Brad, right? Like we don't just say, hey, schedule your exam, let us know how it goes. No, we do it with them, because if you leave your business in the hands of people, let's be honest, it's probably not going to get done. And then you get frustrated, like, oh man, Aristida said he's going to schedule it and he didn't schedule it. Wait, how about pick up the phone, call Aristida? Hey man, I'm so proud of you, man. Great job crushing that class. I mean, you got it done in record-breaking time. Bro, let's hop on a quick Zoom, 10, 15 minutes real quick, or a phone call. Let's call them and let's schedule your exam together. So that way they have a date, because now that you know they have that date, what can you do as a leader? You can encourage them and get them fired up and say, hey, look, you're about to pass that thing and you're just being very excited, very positive. So that way they're not down. And so that was one of the things I want to talk about too. That's a great system, right? And so I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, like that's great. Let's all dive in. But guys, listen, your regional vice presidents, talk to them first, because they may already have a great system in place. This is a tool, right? Just like we talk about the videos and things that sort, it is a tool. So check with your RVP. But then, hey, if you don't have a system, guys, dive in, right? Dive into this and just start following it and just get better, learn, and just go through the process. Because, you know, one of the things I know, like when Aristida came out with the videos, you know, I talked about them a week ago. I'm like, man, I remember when the pandemic hit, Aristida's like, hey, we got to do this. We got to do this. And everybody's kind of looking at him like, I don't know. Then all of a sudden it happens. And everybody's like, man, we should listen to Aristida, right? And so guys, listen, when the business videos come out, we didn't change our system. We just literally took the business videos first. And Brad, we just sprinkled a little bit over time, right? And that's how we got better. And then once we perfected it, guess what? Like, I don't do anything else but the business opportunity videos. People always ask me, hey, what do you do? I show them the video. Why? Because it breaks everything down. Like it's the perfect presentation every single time. How many of you guys had those times where you just didn't feel good that day? Right? Well, guess what? The videos have that perfect presentation every time. And so I just want you guys to know that your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change, right? And so incorporate change into your life every single day, daily, just a little at a time. And so, I mean, I don't know, that was just, seriously, Jeremy and Tanya, I'm so proud of you guys. Like that was just incredible. Like great job.
Hey, a couple things. We talked about consistency in the beginning, and you know, everybody's looking for a shiny new object, right? You know, something new, a new script, a new. I remember I drove down. I was probably a year into the business, and they were doing a big meeting in Seattle. I was in Vancouver, and so I drove down to Seattle to attend this meeting. They had probably $3 or $4 million earners speaking, and I went up to one guy at the back of the stage, and I said, "Can I ask you a question? I'm dying, man. I just like it's not. I'm running as fast as I can, but I can't get this treadmill, you know, moving." And he said, "The key to the business is." The business is very simple. The key to the business is, can you tolerate the monotony? And so Jarrell said, I show the video. How many times have you watched that damn video or showed that video, Jarrell?
A lot.
So, I mean, yes. And listen, what's the challenge? The brand new person who sees it for the first time, that's their first time. The challenge is we've seen it 100 times. Now we're bored with it. And we want to go find something that we're not bored with anymore. And that's why a lot of people never get traction in the business. They're always looking for something new. So Jarrell, the other mistake that I think that I made a lot and that I think everybody learns from is how quickly are you throwing them into the class? You know, how quickly you're throwing them into the exam process, because if you recruit someone today and then tomorrow, hey, we've got an opening, let's get you in tomorrow. And then you're sitting there wondering, well, why can't I get this person to do a nameless and get out in the field? You know, so can you just talk about that? What's your process there? Like how long before a person is ready to go into class, do you think?
Yeah, no, so that's a great, so one of the things I do, I think expectations is important because, you know, Brad, when I sit with people, the $1 million question, how long is this going to take? And I said, Brad, honestly, it's totally up to you. But a lot of my agents that are hungry, that want to get after it, honestly, if you dedicate maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day towards your licensing process, especially if you're doing it online, you're going to knock it out in 7 to 10 days. Brad, I just want to give you an example. We had a good friend of ours we recruited in Texas. She got it done in 5 days. I'm not saying that's you, but that's the record right now for our organization is 5 days. So if you come in here, you can get it done quickly, or you can take some time like some other individuals. The good thing is we're going to get it done, and so I kind of set those expectations up front. And then when it comes to like the building the list, I think one of the greatest examples I learned from like Coach Mario and Franny is that, Brad, like I'm going to role play with you real quick, but say you're opening up a restaurant. What type of food would you sell?
Pizza, man.
Pizza. I love it. I love that. I love pizza, man. And so when it comes to pizza, who would you invite to that restaurant?
Well, I want to invite everyone I know.
Okay. Why would you want to invite everybody?
Because if they like the food, maybe they'll come back. And if they like it, they'll tell other people about it.
Correct. And so they're your biggest supporters, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
And so just like this, you're in business, you're opening up your own business, you're a one-stop financial powerhouse. And so we want to share this to everybody. Why? We just want to show them the goodness of what we do. And if you do a great enough job and they see value in what we do, guess what, Brad? Just like you said, they're going to refer people to come get your pizza. They're going to refer people to come sit down with you and go over their finances.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yep. And that's it. That's it.
Simple business, repeated over and over and over until you get sick of doing it. And then you just keep doing it over and over and over again. And then one day you don't have to, because you've got a team in place and you're living on overrides. And that's why we're here. We're not here to do this for 70 years. We're here to do this until it's done so we can go out and live our life, because there's a whole life waiting for everybody on the other side of getting financially independent and building a big base shop and a big hierarchy. So I think we're going to do a little bit of Q&A, of these amazing, talented young people in the business. And so if we can,
Brad, thank you for calling me young. I'm the old one guy. Listen, I want to just preface one thing. A lot of people are giving me credit, but that's not fair, because I want to say that Rick Ayers is as much as a part of setting all this up. Rick Ayers is our guru when it comes to Teachable. I had to help him a little bit with the programming part of it, but he's been really focused on how can we really utilize this Teachable platform, and he's been instrumental on this. And I can't thank you enough, Rick. You're a brother from another mother. I'm going to say that out loud one more time. Hey, guys, if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll unmute you, and you can ask your question live. Any one of us.
Awesome. Hey, let me start off. I think the business, we work in a very simple business. I came into the business for one reason. I came here to get financially independent so I can go and do the things I really love doing. If you're sitting here today and you're saying, I don't know, Jarrell seems like a natural, and Chico, Jeremy, and Tanya, they're just naturals at this. Looks like they love it. I don't love it. I don't love the prospecting, doing appointments. I just don't love it. Therefore, it must mean maybe I'm not cut out for this. Or because I'm facing a bit more rejection, or I'm not getting any traction right now, maybe it means God doesn't want me in the business. The reality is all of them went through that same process. So just keep doing it, follow the steps. You'll have the same results that everybody else has. So Aristide, who's the first question?
Angie, you're up.
Just super quick question. Do they have to be on Facebook, and do they have to be my friend to send this link?
Rick.
You want me to take that? Yeah,
Okay.
So it can be on any platform. You can be on TikTok or whatever you call it. We try to stay away from Tinder at least. Yes. Can we all make that agreement? Thank you. But yes, social media, any of those social media platforms, this works great for. So definitely when it comes to the only sidebar that I would say is this is high credibility. Remember, we talked about warm market and hot market. Be careful with Facebook groups or any groups in general, that they don't know you in those groups. So
I just mean personally, like to send to my recruit, so whoever I'm sitting there training with, I can send it through any platform. I just need to share that link into whatever platform they're on socially.
Yep. Email, text message, messenger, carrier pigeon, smoke signals, whatever works for you. Yep.
Thank you.
Great question.
Rodney, I think, is next.
Correct, Rodney.
Hey, first of all, thank you so much, all of the leaders that participate. I had a question about the time value of money and the high cost of waiting. So I was sitting with a client that was 55 and he has a certain amount of money, and I was trying to figure out how to get him to that point, but I wasn't able to put that into the calculation because he has 80, let's say he has 80,000. We're trying to get to him a certain point when he retires. Is there a way to do that, or that's just going to be something else that we're going to add to that platform?
You can do that right now on your POL app. Go into Financial Calculator on your POL
Correct.
app and
Correct.
do it there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this one doesn't allow you to put a upfront amount to calculate a future value of that upfront amount yet.
Okay, thank you.
We are actually adding that in the next version coming out within a week now. So great question. Thank you, Mr. Rodney. Levon, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Come on. Hello.
You
Got
good.
it.
You're good.
Hello. Hi, how you doing? My question is, my RVP is not following the system, like the link magnet and things like that. Is there a way for me to become part of the link magnet without my RVP?
So
Not at the moment, right, Aristide?
So the only way that I would see, and I would not recommend it, but the only way that I would see is if you let your RVP contact us that he is okay with it and signs off on it. And then I can see how I can help you with that. We don't want to, but the best way is to let your RVP see the value. So invite him, show him this training, for instance, and see where he is with it. Does that make sense, Levon?
Yes. And how do I get in contact? If he lets me, how do I get back in contact with you?
Just hit me up on Telegram. You'll see my name. Just click on it and send me a
Okay.
private message.
Yeah, I'm not
Great
on
question.
Telegram because he's not on there. So
You can download Telegram yourself, and you can join Telegram without your RVP.
okay.
So
All right.
listen, the RVP position in Primerica is probably the most important position. Those are the people that go get leases. Those are the people that run the businesses. We really want to respect the RVPs 100%, and we don't want to, we want to show respect to the RVPs. They run the businesses. And I just want to say one thing. There were people making $1 million a year in this business before Link Magnet, LFIC, cell phones, the internet, even lights probably. And so don't let that you see these tools stop you from going and succeeding. You can say the tools are kind of an add-on to help you, but if you can succeed here without these tools. I just want everybody to know that as well.
Absolutely. Dante, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so with this fast start, is there a way for us to track our downlines who go through this fast start process as well?
Rick.
Hey, Dante, currently, no, there's not a way for you guys to track other than you tracking yourself. So a good way to do this, something that I was taught back in the day by the great Ian Bruckner, was to create a quick Excel sheet or a document that you're creating in Google Docs where you're listing your recruit and then just the steps that you've had them completed. That is a feature that is available to you if you purchase a teachable program and build out something in Teachable within yourself. But again, full disclosure, that's not a solicitation or anything for you to go buy your own Teachable program, but that's something that the Teachable creators have been able for people who own the program or subscription.
I had does that answer your question, Dante?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I had a couple people hitting me up private with questions. Guys, just raise your hand. Let's ask them publicly here. It's a lot easier for me than trying to manage 15 private messages, if that makes sense. Brad, do you have another question for Jarrell or Jerome or Rick yourself?
You know, I guess the for you guys that are in the heat of this thing right now, what's your schedule like? Like Chico or Jarrell or Jeremy and Tanya, what does your schedule look like? Do you have a daily schedule where you send out your messages at a certain time of the day, where you do your DMs at a certain time of the day, or you're prospecting at a certain time of the day? You know, because everybody has busy lives. So how do you make sure that you're consistent with that activity?
That's a great question. So I'll start. I think for me, I time block a lot. And so like I break my messages up into like intervals. So it's like I'm not sitting in front of a computer and sending 50 messages at once. Now there are times I do it, but for the most part, like Brad, you look at my calendar, like I'm usually up by like 6 in the morning. And then, you know, I do like my affirmations, just bass prayer, like just things that I do on a daily basis, my routine. But then before it gets to 9 o'clock, I probably already sent out 20 messages, you know, and then lunchtime, of course, between 12 and 1, you know, I take lunch, or if I'm on like these calls where not a time block, but then afterwards, I maybe send out another 10 or 15 messages. And I just kind of break it up into like 3 or 4 times a day to where I get it done. And then like, it's funny because like over here, like all over the house, like we literally have tasks everywhere. Like, hey, like over here it says 50 Facebook messages, call 10 agents, follow up, you know, go on LinkedIn, prospect, just different things that I do. And then of course I showed you guys earlier that I have this as well. And so like when I say I got it everywhere written over the house, I see it a lot. And so I just go ahead and check it off. But I just time block. I think time blocking is crucial. We all have the same 24 hours. A lot of us just procrastinate thinking about doing it, and we don't actually take action to do it. But when you take action, just knock it out little by little, you actually get a lot more done and a lot more accomplished. Like that book, Eat That Frog, that helped me a lot.
Also, I'd say making it the day before, making your list the day before of the people you're going to call. A lot of the times we go, okay, we're going to make our phone calls tomorrow. We're going to send our messages tomorrow. But when it comes to phone calls, a lot of the times we're like, oh, okay, I'll call this one and not Eat That Frog, right, Jordan or Jarrell? Like we'll pick the one that, oh yeah, they'll say yes. We'll pick that one versus the one on our chicken list, right? That we should call first because they're your best people. So make sure you're calling those people and getting that done and taken care of. And did you have anything else?
No, I was just saying, like, write out exactly who you're going to call. So that way next day, you literally are just going down your bullet point list. You're not as emotionally tied to it. And you're just going through a checklist of things you have to accomplish.
Yeah. Very good. John Werschel.
Hey, thank you. A quick question for you. I love the CRM and I love getting a new recruit a landing page right away and their Calendly set up. Are you going to integrate that at all into this so it's part of the flow?
Brad, what do we tell them?
We are, we're working with Julie and head office to get all of this stuff integrated. And so hopefully we'll have some announcements coming up shortly.
So that's the answer, John. Hang tight. Hang tight. Steve Heck, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Yeah, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, where it's about 117 degrees today. I got my brand new recruit, Cameron, from brand spanking new, learning about. She just absolutely loves it. I just wanted to get some feedback from everybody about getting somebody into the field versus getting them into class. Because I heard Brad say something about if they go to class, it's Friday, they got to go to, want to go to class versus getting them out in the field. So I'd like to get some feedback on that. I've done it both ways, and I'll just listen to everybody's feedback.
Well, I can tell you, I think for us in Canada, it's a lot more classes, a lot more involved than maybe in the US or in a lot of states. Every state is a bit different. And so here's what we find. If I put people into class, a lot of times they just shut down. They shut down on the business and they get consumed with the class, trying to get that license. And then here's what happens. They get into class and they forget why they're doing the business. And so a lot of times we lose them during that process. So what I want to do is I want to encourage them in that class, which means I'm going to focus on building a team for them. I want to have recruits happening before they go into class, so that while they're in class because they know, man, I got to get licensed, because if I don't get licensed, I'm losing cash flow. I'm losing income from being able to override or split sale on the recruits that the field trainer's doing. So that I'm going to force them in class, through class, and to get their exam as fast or license as fast as possible by having recruits going underneath them. So I don't necessarily want them in, for me, I don't want them in class until I've got some action underneath them that I can work while they're in class.
Hey, Steve, can you turn the camera a little bit? Turn the camera a little bit. No, other way, buddy. It's not about you. Come on, it's all about there you go. Hey, welcome to the team. We're so excited to be working with you. And listen, let me ask you, are you working currently? Are you doing something right now?
Kind of. I'm a tattoo artist, so it's kind of, here and there.
Oh, awesome. An artist. I love it. So one of the things that I would say is if you have the time, definitely work closely with Steve, because he's going to show you the magic of what we do for families. And you need to see that out firsthand in the field. But at the same time, if we don't get that license, it's going to be a completely different thing. So we want to make sure we're doing both if we can. And so as a tattoo artist, I'm not sure what your time regimen is or not, but if you can do both, that is the best thing, to get in class and also at the same time be working with Steve to see the success here and see that he can build something fast for you. That's where I think you're going to have the most success. So I wish you the best, and I can't wait to see you back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. District by the end of August.
There we go. Awesome.
Hey guys, we're running out of time. Rick, can you give us a quick update on where we will find all this stuff?
Yeah, everyone, in about 10 minutes, you're going to get a notification in the Telegram as well as on the LFIC Facebook page of how to access Link Magnet Academy. So watch those channels, detailed instructions there. And please understand that a lot of our field leaders, including myself and Aristida, we are incredibly pressed for time. So as much as we love to give you 20,000 different ways to access the content, be coachable, be duplicatable, access the content that we're giving you the way we're asking you to contact it, and join the appropriate communication channels. So that way we can help everyone at the same time. We're not going to create alternative access points. We're not going to create special groups on different social media channels for you to access it. I'm sorry, don't email us, don't telegram us, but follow the LFIC Telegram and LFIC Facebook page, and you'll have the golden path to access Link Magnet Academy.
And amen to that. And with that, guys, I want to say Chico, Tanya, Jeremy, Jarrell, Rick, and Brad, thank you very much. What an awesome training. Brad, I'm handing you over the reins.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Amazing training today. Jeremy and Tanya, man, an unbelievable job. Jarrell and Antonelli, Chico, thank you so much for helping us out. You guys are absolutely setting the pace and showing that it can be done. We need more people, right? We need more people doing 10,000 a month, 15,000 a month, 20,000 a month personal. We want to hear from you and have you on and have you share what's happening with you. I'm just going to take a little bit of time as we wrap up. If you've seen this before, you're welcome to head off into the sunset and send your messages. Do your contacts, do your calls, get your IBAs in. If you're going to Broadmoor, I look forward to seeing you there. We're just going to talk to the brand new people right now, just for a few minutes, on how this all works. I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots here to help you get started. If you're wondering, how do I get these videos? How do I get all this information? It's all right here. First of all, I want to thank all of the leaders in LFIC. I know I'm kind of hosting a lot of these, but there is a whole big, massive team of people involved in making this thing work. So the LFIC is really leaders for innovation and collaboration. We work in the field together with the company to help the company, navigate through the future and provide the tools that actually work, time-tested tools. These are all the leaders. All of them are over $300,000 earners in the company. All of them have contributed to LFIC. And right now, Mike Tuttle is our current first president, and he helps kind of guide the ship. If you are new here and you're an RVP and you're wondering, okay, how do I get access to this for my base shop? I want to let you know it's very easy. If you're in the US, LFIC.us, Canada, LFIC.ca, and you can get in there and get access. Right now, the videos are complimentary. We are giving them to the field. Everybody has access to them. We've financed it through donations that all of us leaders have made, so that we have the best tools going out to the entire company of Primerica, because we love this business, and we want you to succeed, and we want to make sure you have all the tools. So you can go there, get the information. The only rules we have, there are 2 rules. One, do not post these videos, this content directly onto social media. First of all, it doesn't work. Secondly, it's not compliant. So don't just spam these videos out. They don't work if you spam them out. Okay. And so they have to be direct message to people directly that you've had communication with. That's the only way it's going to work for you. And then secondly, don't alter the videos. All of the video content that you see here is all compliant, 100%. Everything goes through the company and compliance before you get access to it. We want to make sure that you're protected. And if you change the video, if you cut out, oh my goodness, I don't like the disclosure in the back end, I'm just going to clip it out and send them out, then you are no longer in compliance. And we want to make sure that you don't have any challenges down the road with regulators or anybody saying, hey, you didn't disclose things. So step 2 is follow the emails. Once you sign up, you're going to get 4 emails. You're going to get a receipt for signing up. You're going to get an invite to join Telegram and our Facebook group. Make sure everybody in your base shop joins Telegram, joins the Facebook group, because that's where the content is going to be that you might want to access. And then I'm going to show you how to get the content off of Telegram. The links that are going to be shared today, the PowerPoints that are going to be shared today, you can just grab all of them. All of this content is accessible to you. And then the other thing that's going to be on there is a getting started steps with Link Magnet, and a coupon code for you to get things set up using Link Magnet. I'm going to go over that in a second. So when you get onto your Telegram, and you download the LFI and plug into the LFIC Telegram, what you're going to do is you're going to click or tap the title at the top. And what that does is that opens up all of the links you can see right here, the media links, any videos, any files, any links are going to be on there. Rick's going to upload that. It'll be hosted in links. So if you say, man, I know that you posted that two weeks ago and I can't find it because there's so many messages, you can just go to your LFIC team, go into links, and you'll find it really fast. Same thing, PowerPoint. You saw Antonelli do a great presentation today, and his presentation will be on the files. You can just download those yourself and get access to that. So, and then get everybody to plug in, get all your people to plug in on Tuesdays at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific, and on Thursdays, if you have a mutual fund license, plug into MPI. I talked to so many people who have their mutual fund license, but yet still do not know what to do with it. It's like having the best new weapon in the world, but not knowing how to use it. MPI will show you how to use that weapon, your securities license, to help you grow your business, grow your passive income, and help your clients. And so to register on that, you go to mpi.lfic.us. Like I said, the company will verify you have a securities license, and then you will get an email that gives you access to the Telegram, the MPI Telegram, and the MPI program on a weekly basis. And so let me just quickly show you how all the different parts work together. LFIC is a field-led, field-funded nonprofit entity. We don't make any money on LFIC. LFIC is absolutely leaders in the company coming together to try and create the best tools we can to help ourselves and everybody else in Primerica to produce more six-figure income earners. That's our game plan. The challenge that we had is, okay, we got these videos we did, which we spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to do these videos. We've got these videos. Now, how do we get them out into the market? How do we manage the delivery of that content? And that became the challenge. We looked at YouTube, we looked at Vimeo. How do you manage it? And so we went out into the marketplace. We found Link Magnet. Link Magnet is a separate entity. It's a business. that provides and the delivery technology. So we look at Link Magnet kind of like they're FedEx and we're Amazon. We've got the tools, we've got the resource, we've got the videos, but we need a delivery system to get them out into the marketplace. And we found Link Magnet, and Link Magnet does so much more than we thought we were getting. And so what it does is it simplifies, it automates everything. But on top of that, it gives you analytics. It tells you when somebody opens a video, when they watch the video. It shows you how much they've watched the video. It shows you what their response is after the video. And so all that gets sent to you in an email. And so you've got access to the analytics so that you know what happens with the video. So if somebody says, oh yeah, I watched the video, you can look and see, well, they actually didn't watch the video. And so, so you may want to, that might change the way you handle the conversation. And so we want to make sure that you've not only got the tools, but you got the absolute access to the analytics to help you manage your business with those tools. So that's kind of how Link Magnet moves in. It's a separate business. It doesn't have anything to do with Primerica. It's not a part of the LFIC. It's a separate business. And it's a for-profit business. They got to make a profit. They've got, developers and all these tools they've created. The average RVP is going to pay about $50 to $70 a month for access to Link Magnet. The reps underneath them pay nothing. And so that's the way we want to make it work. We don't want new people or people below RVP paying money. So let me give you a couple tips as we close. Show the videos to everybody in your base shop. Maybe don't launch them out to your base shop till you watch the orientation. Get your people on Tuesdays on the LFIC training. It'll help them out. Make sure you get your securities people on Thursdays. And for an email, don't use Yahoo, AOL, Hotmail. Use Gmail. It makes it so much easier. Get a Gmail account. And then finally, let me just kind of give you for an RVP, if you want to get access to this, go on to LFIC.us, LFIC.ca. There's a licensing agreement. You agree to make sure that you don't change the videos, to not post them on social media. And so that's the agreement that we've got right now. If you're a 3-diamond earner or above, there was a fee. I think we've gotten rid of that. Just use LFIC LFIC next level in the coupon, and it brings it down to 0. And you have access for you and your base shop to be able to use the videos, no cost. Have someone help you with the technology. If you're not very good at technology, don't get a hold of Aristide or Rick and say, hey, can you guys hop on a Zoom and teach me how Zoom works? So don't do that. Find someone in your team that's good at technology. Might be your kids, might be your grandkids, and get them to help you with that. And then look for the emails. They will be sent. I know a lot of people get back to us and they go, I never got access. No one told me how to get onto to Telegram or Facebook. It's in the email. So just go back to that original email. Same with MPI. All of that information is back in the email. Join the Telegram chat. Get onto the Facebook group. You're going to see all the stuff that we've got there posted. Link Magnet, the Link Magnet Getting Started document is in the email. That'll help you out with Link Magnet, and then the coupon code so that you can get a reduced cost in getting the thing set up and started. So, or you can go to linkmagnet.com, linkmagnet.ca, and that gives you all the details there as well. Other than that, I believe that's it. We have the, no doubt about it, greatest opportunity in the world. People need to hear us. Clients desperately need what we have to offer as we go out and do our part to stamp out financial illiteracy in our society, which is the greatest economic threat to people's well-being. And so hopefully this helped you out today. That's about all I've got. Aristide, great show. Thanks for your help.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the LFIC, but most of all, I appreciate everybody willing to learn and showing up each week. When we get better, things get better. So that was the quote of one of my favorite mentors in the business. Guys, MPI this Thursday. If you're securities licensed, we'll see you there. Catch you not next week, but the week thereafter. And watch out for that live announcement for a live Zoom. We'll be doing a live stream in the Link Magnet Academy very soon. So keep your eyes out